Today, we're going to fix my entire company in 20 minutes.
This is my friend Nick Shackelford. His company, Breeze, is one of the fastest growing beverage companies in the country, probably. And today you're going to come to us with a problem you guys are having inside the brand. Myself and my good friend Bart here from Dad Gang are going to try and help you out with it, or at least brainstorm on it, see if we can find a solution.
We're going to fix it.
Yeah, I need this fixing. Two guys that know me pretty well. I know our business pretty well. Let me set the scene.
Give me an elevator pitch on Breeze. Just tell the audience what it is.
The Breeze was started by Aaron Nospish, who is an incredible B-R-E-Z, who's an incredible entrepreneur, but also someone that like really cares about the future of consumption and human connection. I think that's like one of the easiest ways. He has a really big line. He's like, reduce human suffering and maximize human potential through beverage.
Yes.
I mean, many things, but that is like what our core competency, what we care the most about. And we've grown incredibly fast. We also went into a really terrible situation that happened in July of this year. We reduced prices, we ran out of inventory, we launched a bunch of new SKUs, and we went into retail. And so we had this big thing of like, big effort, and all of a sudden we got cash constraint. So now we are sitting pre-Black Friday, or actually pre-big moment. Like it doesn't matter if it's Black Friday or not Black Friday. We're
Q1, yeah.
Q1, it could be Q1, it could be Q2, it could be into a major moment that we need. And we're trying to reverse momentum because right now we are stuck at ad spend. We can't deploy our ads. We can't send more emails because we have limited inventory, but we're just about to come out of this with more money and revenue. So I need to get the team realigned around a core vision of like momentum, shift the momentum, get back to growing, get back to moving fast. And I don't really know necessarily where to start. I know it's ads and I know it's some sort of offer, but also I don't want to just increase budget. That's where I'm stuck.
Well, I'm going to take this one step back if that's all right.
Cool.
Because I think you don't carry Breeze. Like I think you motivate, but you don't execute. You guys have top-notch executors who are much better than you.
Yeah, at this point.
So, I mean, what have I always said about like team? To me, I think incentives drive actions. So, I mean, my first idea is like, could we ideate around incentive structures to give team where we could say, if I just give them these incentives, because you have high-level people who are highly incentivized by the right incentives, if I just gave them these incentives, they'll just do the momentum reversal. I don't need to motivate them. I don't need to get them in the right mind frame. I just give them the incentives and they'll just do it because they're high-level people. Is that a possibility, do you think?
I think that's there. I think it's safe to say that they have the upside because they already were getting the upside before we got kind of crunched.
Okay.
Right, so they have the incentive. They understand what is necessary from us. But I think maybe if I were to ground us in first things first, like where do we start? Like where do we go? Because we know we need to like tactically get into the weeds of where we want to go. Because I think they know what our goal is. They also know that we have to turn it around quickly. So where do you go? Where do we start at, I think?
Yeah. What was, just to ask back, like what was initially the first thing that gave you guys your momentum before this thing happened?
Well, what put us in this situation was we cracked an offer. We scaled against an offer that was not at the margin profile that we needed.
Yeah.
So my head goes like, well, I'm gonna go turn that back on at a margin profile that we can approve, that we can run at.
So you just had an offer that you cracked, but it was priced too low.
Correct.
In other words.
And what's crazy about our business, right, is like we have this subscription back end model for product, and we usually have like a certain amount of people that convert into second month or convert into third month. Well, this one, it was a lower percentage converting into it, and it's a lower second time and third time AOV. So not only are they re-upping at a lower rate, those that are re-upping are re-upping at a lower AOV. So you have like this compounding effect where they're not sticking with it. So part of me starts to think of, we need to lay out the offers and we need to start some ad spend, start some creative testing on it to get it up and going. And then as soon as we're able to afford and we get some sort of cohort of stickiness or take rate, then we can kind of gas it. I hope. Because dude, we can get to $100,000 a day. What do we need to do that?
Are you making sure that you're getting every bit of profit out of every purchase on your site? A big thing I've been thinking about lately as the cost to advertise goes up is how do I maximize the value of a customer? And so there's really two things. I want to maximize their average order value when they are making a purchase on my site. I also want to maximize the repeat purchase rate and the speed of the repeat purchase rates. So a big thing people don't think about is how quickly their customers are repeat purchasing. They're thinking about how many of them are repeat purchasing. but not how quickly. Recently, I've been using Redo's post-purchase order tracking tool to make cross-sells on my order tracking page. So that means when I send the order tracking link to my customers, I'm making cross-sells on that page and they're getting product recommendations on that page. Now, this is pretty big because that order tracking email, that is one of your most clicked emails. So that is prime real estate. You got to be using that real estate to make cross-sells and make offers. Most people think of Redo as a return software, but they're actually sort of this all-around post-purchase platform. They're there to help you maximize profit from your past customers, period. The post-purchase experience is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. So I actually made a checklist. It's a 10-point checklist of the 10 things I do to maximize value from a customer after the purchase. You can grab that in the link below this video if you're on YouTube. You can click below to grab that, or if you're on an audio platform, you can of course grab it in the show notes. Just tap down there and you can get my 10-point checklist for maximizing post-purchase profit. That is an excellent alliteration. Let's get back to the show. What you're saying is, I want to turn this offer back on. I don't know if it'll work at the higher price
Anymore.
Yeah,
because we've never tried it. We never had the chance to test it.
Could you pre-sell at the higher price? When will you have inventory of it?
What is this? We're middle of October.
We're currently shooting in the middle of October. I don't know when we'll be watching.
Yeah.
This,
In how long? Like
in
months,
how long?
days, weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah.
In weeks, you will have inventory. So you're probably not afraid to do a little bit of pre-selling then, yeah?
No, we would prefer to do the pre-selling, but now we're in a moment where it's very expensive.
What do you mean by that?
CPMs are it's not cheap to spend right now.
So you don't want to try and pre-sell the offer at the higher
No, because I
price.
feel like conversion's already gonna be difficult, and then you're gonna try and get conversion on pre-sale when they're not gonna get the product yet. Makes me nervous.
Okay, so what I would do is I would say, okay, we think ads are a little more expensive right now. Let's benchmark that by pre-selling a little bit of the offer, limit every single day. So 50 to 100 orders a day of this offer or less, if you want to do less, at the old price. And let me benchmark our CPAs against the CPAs that we were getting.
Okay, the original price.
Right.
Okay.
So I can see, okay, if the CPAs were, let's say $20 then, are they $25 now? Okay, our CPAs have lifted by, what is that, 25%. Now let's try the margin profile that works for us, and then assume that in a better media buying time period that our CPAs could dip by as much as 25%, right? So that would at least give me the data point while only allowing a few pre-sales per day, you know, like basically not overwhelming myself with pre-sales where I might get in trouble and people might charge back or return.
Or the product might not get here in time. Yeah.
Right,
okay.
exactly. So that would be maybe the first thing I'd want to do is like, I want a data point about how much worse media buying is right now than it was when we cracked it.
Yeah.
Well, let me try it right now versus when try to recreate all the same conditions as possible, as much as possible, and compare it to when we cracked it. Is that what do you think about that?
I think that's the right place to start because we don't want to overcommit to something just in case anything were to be pushed back. Plus this time of year, but we know we need to like it's validated. Let's have some confidence in pouring money into it.
Yeah. Do you think that when you get the product back in stock, that even though the media buying conditions, is your current hypothesis that the media buying conditions will be improved by then, or that it won't matter because the offer is so cracked?
I think the offer is cracked.
I see.
I think the offer is so cracked that the environment won't necessarily matter unless traffic is way too expensive and conversion is way too low. Like it would have to be like a very bad mathematical structure that we just wouldn't spend into.
I think if you limit the number per day, you can recreate the conditions of like product in stock versus pre-selling. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I can
So
do that.
right
I
now
can do
you're
that.
saying that like when we're in stock, this offer is so cracked that it's going to be fine. But when we're pre-selling, it's not going to convert as well, which is normal.
I believe that.
I think that's kind of in the back of your head here. But I think by limiting how many people you let in per day to this offer, you can kind of recreate those conditions of like the product being in stock.
Okay.
You think? I mean, it's a variable for sure that we don't know, but
It could also be a good thing because if we come into a Q1 where like our product should do better, we can make some assumptions based on last year of what the uptick it could be, what the take rate could be, what the incentive we already had an offer running at that point.
mm-hmm.
Plus the team is way more because we didn't even get to like speed run the team on the offer creation or the speed of getting things up, funnels being built around it.
Yeah.
So this whole new ecosystem when we have the money in the bank to go could be pretty impressive.
I'd pre-sell and I would use IntelliJet. I would just pre-sell the old price first, set a baseline, and then maybe use like an IntelliGems or a tool similar to just split test the price on the same offer, see what the difference is, figure out the profit maximizing price.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do on that offer.
Is there anything like, even though the offer's cracked, like we've been talking about simple solutions, like including
Yeah.
whether it's like gift with purchase or any kind of thing that's just like a slight add-on, like your tumbler or whatever, just to enhance that offer a little bit without, because sometimes when you add these like gift with purchase tools to a purchase, your margin can stay healthy, but your cost of acquisition does go down, because then your existing customers, at least within email and SMS, are like, oh, damn, if I get this thing now, then I'm going to get a whatever.
Yeah.
And then same across Meta, like purchase this incredible offer we have now that you've already tested, and then throw in this little like trinkety thing with it.
I love that. I think that from a product standpoint is like, you're going to buy an 8-pack, you're going to get free shots with it, or you're going to get something else.
Yeah.
Because also the benefit of offering more product is it's usually new to most people, because we know it's not a huge seller, but it's still value because it's a quality product, and we want them to try new things.
What is
Yeah.
So I
what
think
is
it
the
is, right?
offer that you had cracked?
Variety pack plus free shots.
What is in the variety pack?
4 of all of our SKUs, 4 packs of all of our SKUs. So it's like a 16-pack,
Oh, and what's the price?
$48.
$48 for a 16
Free shipping.
pack
Dang.
plus free shots. What is free shots? Tell me what that is.
That is a portable
Shot version of their product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Crazy. It's a cracked offer. It's a cracked
really,
offer.
really good offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then,
We could even do no free shipping in that thing. I think would work.
yeah. Well then, you already have a free gift with purchase.
Do you have
pretty
new
much.
product coming out?
But I wouldn't deny, like,
An additional.
correct.
Yeah.
Do you have a new product coming out in Q4?
We have hopefully Q1.
Yeah,
We
but
could have done Q4, but I
do you
think
have
for-
an
for
initial run
inventory-
of it in Q4?
No,
Okay.
because this development time takes too long.
Well, what I was going to say is whatever the offer is, you should put flow into it, because that's the one that you're having a hard time with.
That's where we have the shots at right now. So I think you have to the goal of Variety Pack was to get it live so that people can know that we have a breadth of product, and guess what you can get in store? All the Variety Packs.
Yeah.
So that's just like, okay, here's all the things we got at the best price point. You cannot undeny it. So I think that the shaping of the offer around seeing all the products is like where we have to be, just to get more sell-through and adoption.
Do you find like some tactical advantages to Attentive? Maybe specifically for email, but we can get into text as well.
They're rolling out a ton of different AI tools right now, but like the two that I've been testing and using have been one of them is like the pre-engagement before getting an email. So a lot of brands will say like, hey, do you want 15% off, and give us your email and your phone number. That's kind of like the standard go-to. Don't have to think about it too much engagement before you get an email. But Attentive actually does a lot of case studies and does a lot of research for you and recommends what you should be doing with your retention strategy. And so they recommended some pre-engagements before you ask for the discount. And we started using that and have seen a significant lift in people that actually give you your email if you ask them one more question before asking them if you want a discount. And
Can you give me an example? What's the example that you use?
so an example of some pre-engagement is like, would you like to learn more about Dad Gang, or would you like to get VIP access to Dad Gang exclusive releases?
Interesting. It's not even an offer. Like, would you like to learn more? Is like, I wouldn't assume that would increase conversion, but you're finding putting that in front of just saying, opt in for your 20% off or your 10% off. You put that question in front of it, it increases your conversion rate from all the people who see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Is $48 the price that the margin profile wasn't good at?
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you're selling 16 drinks plus shots for $48. What does it need to be?
Probably 68, probably $70,
Okay.
but $20 more.
Yeah, like I said before, I would probably, even on pre-sale, like split test the price and figure out what the right price is to optimize profit. And then I think at the moment, okay, to shift momentum, I'm thinking around like, how can we get, because we can't sell very much product right now, how could we get another win, a different win?
That's the sticky part. Is like, you can't really pre-test any of this, because if it does,
Not too much.
we might
anyway.
run out of these products, and that
Yeah.
way it's not going to scale when we need to like shift momentum.
Yeah.
How could we get a different win that's more focused on filling the top of the funnel? Like a content views goal or something like that. Something that you're like, I'm confident that they'll hit this if I give them this goal. And it's not sales, because I can't really give them a sales goal right now.
No, this is
Spiff it. Oh, I like that. So spiff a goal in October. That's like a top of funnel type of goal. Because you're like, we're just looking to fill the top of funnel till we have product, but make it one that like you're confident they'll hit, so that they just have momentum going into when product comes back.
I think that the only play we can do on that is like literally optimizing for engagement or shares or like
email
comments,
email list growth.
email list growth. But then the quality of that list, like where does that go? Like what are they opting in for?
Email on pre-sale. We could create a pre-sale opt-in lander, maybe.
Anybody on this list opting in for this at this point, we're going to get this at a price point that you've never been seen.
Do you guys, I don't know your subscription flow, but do you do like down the road incentivizing for subscriptions? So like if you sign up and subscribe now and you stick with us for 3 months or whatever it is, there's a huge incentive on that third month.
Not yet. We want to though.
Yeah.
Like, our goal is if you're with us for 3 months, you're going to get like an incredible portable, like a
carry case or something.
The one that I have the
Cooler.
Yeah, incredible high-end Yeti cooler, something like this.
Yeah.
And then if you're with it for 6 months, you might get like a desk fridge. Like things like that where you're like, whoa, like that is really, really valuable because that person to us is really, really high end. So we don't have this just yet, but what we do, which I think is genius, if they stick with us past each month, they automatically enter to win X free product.
Yeah.
And so that's like anybody could run this at any time. Like you're going to get a double of your 6-pack. Just have to make sure you stay with us past usually the churn date.
Yeah. And not to completely like ignore your new customer problem whatsoever, but like the other thing that is important to focus on is subs and then keeping those people around for a long time.
Is your churn going up in this period where you haven't had product, or how is it working?
It's been flat. It's been like either like the only reason why net churn is going up is because net acquisition of new subscribers is going down.
Right.
So it's good. We're churning through the ones that are most likely not going to be with us long term because of that initial offer, which also takes 3 months to get out of your system.
Yeah. I'm thinking about momentum because you're like, okay, the team's been in this mode of like, we got to save money.
Yes, it's a cultural thing now.
And then all of a sudden we're going to be we have to shift from optimizing to maximizing, right? Is that an accurate
I can say that,
statement?
Accelerating, optimizing to accelerating.
Yeah. I think about all of the big momentum events of like everything that you and I've done together or anything that I've done. And it almost always like is this like day one, first few hours type of thing, which is why I love an initiative around email list growth, opting in for offer or opting in for product when it comes back, just to like build up like this big dam of water that we're ready to release. And then as soon as product goes live, it's like, oh, by the time everybody woke up today, we'd already done $250,000.
Yeah.
And now everyone's like, well, our momentum has shifted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
the
just
definitive shift.
Yes.
optimizing, growing your own channels. Like your own,
I think so.
Yeah,
And
it could be a follower growth.
I
It
also
could be
love
a list growth. Yeah.
I also love a spiff to whole marketing team. If we can hit a certain like opt-in number, you ask them what you think it could be, even, you know what I mean? And then like make the goal. So it's like, it's challenging, but I think they can probably get it. You know what I mean? And so then it's like, okay, we got an incentive where they're like motivated to maximize again. We're maximizing list growth. And then that creates this like floodgate type of thing on day one when we have inventory back in stock. And then we're maximizing again. We're like rolling. It's a big momentum shift moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's also when the paid team can be like, they've been held at a day one CAC target. And we're like, okay,
there you go.
You got a $45 a day CAC target. Now, like, what can you do? Like, you're capped at 30 G's. Go spend. That's like where I know they, and it's funny because every time we have jump on an ads call, they're like, I don't really have much to share you with, but we have a war chest of assets to play with. I don't really know what to tell you, but we got a war chest of offers to play with. Like, they're like, we are ready to rock when it's time.
Yeah.
So I think it's do something now to show that something is growing in an effort that when the moment is given the green light, we can pull the lever, we can drop the offer, right? We can do it.
Yeah.
We can play the slot machine and see what happens.
I'm a big fan of when I'm supply constrained, how can I bottle up demand? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I can
And
see
this is every business agency. We've talked about this many times with
can't take on
agencies.
clients.
Yeah, I can't take on clients. How do I make it so I can bottle up demand so that when I do need a client, I can just go over to the bottle and pour some out?
Yep.
How do we do it with e-com brands? With e-com brands, I think it's easier.
So so that's on a momentum shifting thing. Now here's a momentum shifting thing, but from a people standpoint, in a very quick reply. So we have a brand new VP of marketing, OG. She's been there, done that kind of thing. She's integrating, and we just hired a head of growth.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest
What?
role to hire. Literally, he's about to begin with
Okay,
us.
how much crossover is there in these two roles?
0.
Okay,
Here's
all right,
why.
Sorry, continue. I don't.
Here's
mean
why. You have a VP of marketing that's in charge of owning and marrying the budget across retail and digital. You have a head of performance, which was Fink, but he's more paid. And then you have a head of growth that's in charge of like, where are we growing? What are the channels? What are the opportunities? What are the offers? Because right now, Amy, as a VP of marketing, should not be in charge of like what offer we're running on paid. Like, no, she's macro budget, macro revenue. What are you going to do?
Right.
That role was previously being owned by multiple people. That's one person. Now you should have a head of performance, you should have a head of retention, and then you have the head of growth that in charge of the two, head of retention, head of performance.
Yeah.
So now he's coming in.
Super funny to hire a head of growth when you're like, by the way, we can't grow right now.
This is the hardest thing. Like
That's probably why you need them.
we always because we would have never been in this forecasting issue because
Yeah.
he in finance would have been working together to understand this. Like, guys, stop running against this product, stop running against this offer. Like, they are in charge of that.
Yeah.
So the question is, we're coming into a momentum standpoint. We have a brand new hire and we have a fresh hire that don't really know our history. How much do they get to own the success of this? How much do they get to own the loss of this?
Another AI thing that I wanted to show you guys is the way that Fuego is building inside their app editor. So they have a thing called AI Assistant, and the way it works is really straightforward. Before, when you're building your app or you're designing your app, if you don't like the way it looks, you got to go to the settings panel, you got to tweak everything. And this is basically how all drag and drop designers work, right? It's just kind of like 7 clicks to do something very small, right? But what Fuego is doing with their AI builder is that you can just kind of tell the AI what you want changed. So for example, if I say change the button color to red, Fuego just does it. I don't have to click through, the 4 or 5 different clicks to change the button color to red. You can see it happening in live time. You can see the block updating and the back end updating. And when you click out of it, that change is made for you. So what I like about this is that it doesn't replace templates or design workflows. It just makes them easier to work with and makes them faster, right? So it's much more intuitive to just be like, change this to here, move this here. And it skips a lot of clicks, which is like very practically, the more button pushes and clicks I can skip with AI, the more wins compound. So if you can get your team, your designer, whatever, skipping clicks, doing tasks in fewer clicks and doing tasks with fewer keystrokes, that's going to equal wins for you. It's a simple use of AI, but it just removes friction in a place where teams lose a lot of time. So check out Fuego. Link is in the description of this video or the description of the audio if you're on audio. All right, let's get back to it. Do you know what? Our friend Nate Lagos, who used to be the VP of marketing at Original Grain, I gave him a call when I first started at Royo. Because this is, you're hiring a head of growth, VP of marketing. It is a different role. I'm VP of marketing at Royo, but like this is a pretty relevant conversation to me because I gave him a call because I was like, dude, I'm kind of struggling with this thing where I'm like we're not really aligned on like how I should be compensated and stuff like that. And he goes, dude, realistically, for the first 6 months or year you're there, none of the success has to do with you. Like that was already kind of happening, and maybe you influence it a little bit. It's like year 3 where a lot of it has to do with you, or year 2 where a lot of it has to do with you. So realistically, I don't think that you can make this guy feel like he owns a lot of this. Like he's hopping on a train that's already moving, so like and everybody knows that.
Insulated from the up and the down then?
I think he's going to be smart enough to know that I'm hopping on a train that's already moving. I think the big thing is like what you have is you have a moment to like actually onboard somebody in a moment where it's like, I don't need you to come in and contribute right away because your job is a little bit on pause at the moment, right? So you can like get oriented.
Yeah. You have a breathing room.
There are people that can come in though, and it's like that old adage of like the plane has its destination and it's already flying. Yeah. But if the pilot tweaks the wheel a little bit, it'll end up in another place.
Yeah.
So like although I agree with you that like it's gonna be hard to be like, hey bro, welcome to the team. This is on you now.
Yeah.
It's more like, hey, welcome to the team. If you can turn the plane a little bit, we'll notice it in a good way. Like if you can turn the plane to a better growth period, then that's awesome. But at the same time, yes, it's going to be tough to
let them wear the whole
all right, bro,
thing.
you're in charge. You just came in. Like that's really hard to change in a person.
I think you have a moment to let them orient, which is really uncommon in e-commerce brands.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to hop on the treadmill usually.
But learn fast.
Well, dude, thanks guys. You just solved my entire business.
Yeah, we've done it.
In
It's under
19
20
minutes and 47 seconds.
This is an incredible speed run around like problem solving, like real time discussion. Because I think even with just 20 minutes of like thoughtfulness around the thing,
Yeah.
we were coming to conclusions, or at least like starting the ideation around it. So thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. If you like this episode, if you like the speed run, then subscribe. Just kidding. You can't subscribe to the show until you've watched 2 episodes. So you're not allowed to subscribe. Don't subscribe unless you've watched another episode. If you watch 2 though, and you liked them both, then you can subscribe. Yep.
Don't listen. You can
Or
subscribe
subscribe.
now.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, guys.